Hello there, guys. So, welcome back again to our channel, to our video. So, for today's video, we will be talking about the summary of chapters 1 to 11. And before we start, I would like again to introduce to you myself as always. And my name is Martins Frago from Bilogo, Batangas City, BSIT 2107 from Alangilan campus of Batangas State University. So let's proceed to our topic of our summary of 1 to 11. So let's start with chapter 1. So the internet is in summary 1, in summary chapter 1 is the internet is the larger in network in existence. In fact, the term internet means network of networks. So the internet provides the services that enables us to connect and communicate with our families, friends, work, and interests. And networks must be reliable. This means that the network must be fault tolerant, scalable, and provide quality of service and ensure security of the information and resources of the network. So next one is configure a network operating systems. So the services provided by the Cisco iOS are accessed using the command line interface or the CLI, which is accessed by either the console port, the aux port, or through SSH or Telnet. And after connected to the CLI networks, technicians can make configurations changes to Cisco iOS devices. So the Cisco iOS designed as model operating systems, which means network technician must navigate through the various hierarchical models of the iOS, and each mode supports different iOS commands. Next one is the network and the network protocols and communications. So the most widely used networking models are the OC or and the TCP or IP models. So associating the protocols that set the rules of data communications with different layers of these models is useful in determining which devices and services are applied to specific points as data passes across LANs and WANs. So these devices must comply with the communication rules and protocols. The TCP or IP is an example of protocol site. So next one, in network access, there are main three types of copper media used in networking. We have unshielded twisted pair or UTP, shielded twist pair or STP, and coaxial cable. UTP cabling is the common use of copper networking media. And also we have the optical fiber. Also, optical fiber cable has become very popular for interconnecting infrastructure network devices, and it permits the transmission of data over longer distances and at higher bandwidths than any other networking media. So unlike copper wires, fiber optic cable can transmit signals with less attenuation, and it is completely immune to AMI or RFI. So the Ethernet, so there are two styles of Ethernet framing. The IEEE 802.3 and Ethernet standard in the DIX Ethernet standard, which is now referred to Ethernet 2. So the most significant difference of the two standards is the addition of start framing delimiter or SFD and the change of type field to length in the length field in 802.3. Ethernet 2 is the Ethernet frame format used the TCP or IP networks as implementation of the 802.2 over 3 standards. The Ethernet frame provides MAC addressing and error checking. So this is very important. And the network layer and the internet is largely based on IPv4, which is still the most widely used network layer protocol. So uh, the IP addressing. So IP addresses are hierarchical with network, subnetwork, and host portions. An IP address can present a complete network, specific host, or the broadcast address of the network. So understanding binary notation is very important when determining if two hosts are in the same network. So subnetting IP network. So the process of segmenting of a network by dividing it into multiple smaller network spaces called subnetting. So every network address has a valid range of host addresses. So all devices attached to the same network will have an IPv4 host address for the network and a common subnet mask or network prefix. So traffic can be forwarded between hosts directly if they are on the same subnet. So next one is the transport layer. So we have the transport layer provides transport related services by dividing data received from an application into segments, adding a header to identify the manage each segment, using header information to reassemble the segments back into application data, and also passing the assembled data to the connection, not to the connect application. The UDP and TCP are common transport layer protocols. Chapter 10 and application layer. So the application layer applications, services, and protocols enable users to interact with the data network in the way of uh, meaningful and effective. Applications are computer programs with the user interacts with initiate the data transfer process at the user's request. And also services are background programs that provide connection between the application layer and the lower layers of the networking model. So protocols provide a structure of agreed upon rules and processes that ensure services running on one particular device can send and receive data from a range of different network devices. So we're now proceeding to our chapter 11. It is building a small network. So it is a necessity to consider security threats and vulnerabilities when planning a network implementation. And all network devices must be secured. And this include routers, switches, and end user devices, and even security devices. And network need to be protected from malicious software such as viruses, Trojan horse, and worms. And antivirus software can detect most viruses and many Trojan horse applications and prevent them from spreading in the network. So the most effective way to mitigate this a worm attack is to download security updates from the operating system vendor and path all vulnerable systems. So that's all for today, guys, and that's it. That is the summary of chapters 1 to 11. So I hope, guys, that I am part to you my knowledge, and I hope, guys, that you are learning. And that's all for today, guys. God bless.